Hey, everybody, we are live with our beautiful, brilliant Audit LA and Gina Freya. Freya, right?
Hi.
Is that, am I
Yep.
saying the last name? Okay, cool.
Yep.
So we have a couple of, hey, DT. And we were technically challenged trying to get this to stream to Audits channel also. And we're just being technically challenged. If anybody that's already on here could walk us through it, that probably wouldn't be a bad deal.
Yep.
So it wasn't doing anything when you hit stream to my.
No, but now it says I can connect to my YouTube, so I try it one more time.
Sure,
Okay, if not, we may have to. Let's see.
sure, yeah, do that. If you guys don't mind us playing technical.
She's teaching me. She's my teacher. Wait.
Hey, Kathy. Hi, Amy.
Okay, I don't think it's letting me. It's okay. At least this time I can see the chat. I can finally see chat. I could never see chat before.
Okay, I
I'm
can
always
see
doing
it,
this
but
on the
that's okay.
phone. All right. Eventually, I'll learn how to do this to my own thing. Because I need to learn how to do it. Because I'm going to start doing my CPRAs on this kind of forum. Because too many people say, "Oh, it gets lost on when I just post it on YouTube." So I'm going to make videos, and then I can have it. We'll have it listed what it is. Because I have a new CPRA that's going to be coming out too. So.
Oh,
Try it.
nice. Absolutely. Yeah, that's great. We need to teach you all
Okay.
of these tricks so that way you can do it.
I always
And
just do it with YouTube. Like when I go live, I just do it through YouTube. I don't know StreamYard, so I need like a little bit of a lesson. But
yeah,
thank
and I know
you.
enough to get us in trouble, and that's about it.
That's all we need. We need some shenanigans, which we have right now. We have coming up. I have an announcement.
Yep. Can I
And
So
say the
that
2 words? Can I say the 2 words?
yeah, go ahead. Go for it.
Operation Goldenrod.
da da
Yeah.
da da.
And
Drum
for
roll.
what
Dun, 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 dun.
Operation Goldenrod is, okay. It started off with Gina because like Gina's been, I think she was sick and tired of me like saying, "Oh, I really want to get a permit for L. Ron Hubbard Way," and so she's like, I'm just gonna go do it. And so she went and applied for it, and sadly was turned down because we cannot close the street because we're not stakeholders on the street. Like, and you have to have 51% approval. So they suggested she go for a First Amendment permit, and they turned her down again because they're like, "Well, you don't live here. You're not really a part here. Like you're, whatever." So she's asked if I would be willing to put it, for me to apply for it. It'd be a whole new application, and so I said, "Sure, I'll do that," and I did, and found out today we got approved. It's yay! It's like
Yay!
big news, but it's not the street. Okay, we cannot close down the street because it's not like a special event permit. We don't qualify for that. There's no way we can qualify unless. Hey, everyone! I can finally see chat. I love it. Hi, Amy, Kathy, ISSC, DT. Sorry if I get distracted, but
Hmm.
so we can't close down the street, but we are getting both sidewalks. Okay. We still
Yep.
have to, like everyone else, we have to let them through. We have to let people through. But it will be Sunday, Father's Day, June 15th from, we can start at 11:30 a.m., but it's really from 12 noon until 10 p.m. We will have the sidewalks. We are allowed a microphone and a source of amplification, although we have to stay within the laws,
Mm-hmm.
and we are allowed to have food. Like if we want to, we were, like Gina, I want, after I explain this, I want to tell what your ideas are with the food because I love the idea. But we're not allowed to sell. We're not allowed to. It can't be like a show. It's a protest. So it started off like we wanted Laura and Serge to do their, how we started off a few months ago with their child bride show, and then Laura
Mhm.
singing. And it's Father's Day, so what better than Laura can sing to her father, right?
Mm-hmm.
She can literally sing on an amplified microphone to her dad right there, and then Serge can do whatever, the his are artistic. And we want it to be bigger though. We
Yep.
wanted to invite, we want all the
All
Scientologists
protesters. This
and
isn't
protest.
about. This isn't anymore about who likes who, who's doing what, who's
Right?
supporting, who said what. for that little bit of hours. Let's
Only
all
12
come
people.
together and be the voices for the people in those buildings that have had their voices silenced. Let's use Scientology, let's stand tall and be the voices for those victims. You don't have to like that other person. Those both sides of those streets are big enough that we can have a great protest. Anybody, it doesn't matter how you protest. The point is that you are there and you're using your voice. Hoping Liz Gale comes with her big
The
victims.
list.
Yeah, her list. Dan Walks LA with your TV tech, all your great stuff that you do. Streets with your connections, people you know, you being there. Jessica, wear your cute
Yes.
little outfits that you've been wearing lately because it's
I want the
just been
mask. I want
hilarious.
her to come with that mask.
I
Like,
know the
That
guy
was
mask
hilarious.
I want
or
that.
little
We need the
Jessica on the
comedy. We need to
prairie.
laugh.
Yep.
And all
You
the
know,
other ones, like Easy
Danny.
Quick has been there. Easy Quick's been. I saw him. The different Chris's. Hellcat. Like
Yep.
everybody. Like this
Yep.
come and then it's also ADA. So it's also going to be an ADA rally to teach them that they are never ever ever to put planters around like that ever
Yep.
again.
So
So
if
we're
you
hoping
know
we can get some
somebody,
people. Yeah.
yeah, if you know somebody in the LA area yourself with autism or anything like that, if you fall under that ADA, this rally's for you too, and for your voice to be heard.
It's
Absolutely.
for
And
all
yes, we're
DBs.
gonna invite the community too. I want all the neighbors that have been having sound issues and sound complaints to come and stand up and say, they could stand up and say, hey, you stop the noise, the ADA stuff. I'll definitely, and the neighbors, and we want to have food there though, because it's going to be a lot of hours. It's going to be June. It's going to be warm. So Gina, why don't you tell what thought you had about maybe we could get together to
Yep.
have this.
So this is where I thought, because I know a lot of us, cannot be in LA to do that protesting. So I don't know. I mean, leave it up to you guys. We're open to any ideas you might have, but we thought maybe having crowdsourcing and looking at maybe if you remember when the fires happened, there were all those I guess street are they called street chefs or street
Street vendors? Street
yeah, street
vendors.
vendors that came, were at the racetrack. So I have followed some of them and I was thinking about reaching out, and finding out how much they would charge to be there for a couple hours. So we would pay ahead of time for burritos. And if you are a protester, maybe you get a wristband and you don't have to pay.
Yeah, no one can pay. We're not allowed to sell any food.
Okay,
So it
okay,
would have to, yeah. So they're not allowed to go there and sell. That's the one thing we're not. That
okay,
would,
okay.
but
So
it would
we
we would have to
will,
pay in advance. And everybody, hey, MD
yep,
Media, and definitely water. So I know that I do see Queen of LA a lot. Down when I go down, and I have another announcement about that too. But we could ask her, or I don't know. There may be like a taco truck willing to have a certain price, and it's just open until they run. As many as
mm-hmm,
they could do, or just we could order, we could kind of go but we do need something, at least minimum water. We also have to have trash cans because we're going to be responsible for cleaning up. And I had to remember because like my name's on it, and so I have to be careful because I'm kind of responsible
mm-hmm,
for
mm-hmm.
all of it, that everything goes by the law. And and I still have another meeting because I have to go meet with one of Jen's men, actually, Brian Corwin, and LAFD and DOT. So because there's like next steps, but we're already approved, and it's because it's a First Amendment. It's first.
Yep. Oh, you went out. So
To
sidewalk chalk, those that Witcher come and do that. I'm sorry, I don't know the other protesters' name, the ones that do those really cool chalk art with drawing. Please come.
and come
You
from, like,
know.
if you want to come from Portland or Chicago or wherever,
Yep.
like if you can fly in on Father's Day. And I know it's a weird day because it's Father's Day, but A, it's a weekend, and B, if they want to go get a permit now for Father's Day, which they might, they're not going to be able to. That's it's done. But but it's also because of family separation is one of the key elements, and we thought that that would be a really good day to have it. It's Father's Day. because we wanted it kind of close, but not so close. We wanted time to prepare. So we just want to get, yeah, we want Liz Ferris. Yeah, I really, really, really I would love every single Scientologist, former Scientologist. Well, no, I'd love the current ones too if they're willing to join us,
Yep.
you know. But really the formers, all of them, I would love it to all be, um, you know, like where we all come together and just claim that space. Okay, like, you know, you claiming that space, whatever's going on in that blue building, whatever happened to you as a victim, even if you weren't at blue, you were victimized by the same mentality, by the
Yep.
same thing wherever you were. And this is your chance to claim that space. That is our space. And they warned me they're likely going to call the police on us and all that stuff. That's why, but we have a permit. That's why I wanted to do it through permit. Yes, technically we could always, you know, protest there. You're allowed. You know, it's our First Amendment right. But we wanted to take a step further and have it an actual permit stamped by the police commission. And you know, like, and I was sweating it out because they canceled the meeting last week, and that's the day I went and signed the paperwork. So we had to wait an extra week, but we got it. It's they said today it's signed. That means the police commission approves it. So LAPD approves it. So we're good to go. And they didn't put any restrictions. Like everything we asked for. Well, first, Gina asked for
Bullhorn.
it till midnight or at 11:59. They said no, that's too late. So we said. So they suggested they came back with 6 p.m. And then we came back with 10 p.m. And so they accepted the 10 p.m.
Well, I
So
thought it was
yeah,
going to 11. Is it 10?
it's 10. Sorry, yeah, it's
Okay.
10.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, 11:30 in the morning. Like we can go a half hour early, but no, we have to
Okay.
be. Yeah,
Okay.
so but that's good. It's like 10 hours of
Yeah.
shenanigans, and
And it's also my wish if there's any former Scientologists out there that have not spoken out, you know, or have been afraid, this is your safe spot. This is your time, you know, and there's more of us out here than there are in there. You know, we know Osa's watching this. Osa, I got one word for you. Suck it. It's actually
yeah,
two. Come after me if you wish. There's nothing you can do. I am a social worker. We advocate.
that's
So
right. That's
you
what we
think
do.
you're big and bad? I'm Italian. Come after me.
She got this, and we were thinking too, Gina and I. We didn't discuss this since, but we were talking about possibly maybe providing some like a armed guard or some kind of security of our own, to where if their guards intervene, that we have our own. But we haven't hashed everything out yet. We had because we had to figure out what things cost
Mm-hmm.
and what. But you know that is a possibility too. If people would feel better having us to have a guard, we could look into that and see what, you know, even for a few hours, maybe at the beginning till things smooth over. And they said if they call the police, that's fine. You have your permit. And I mean, we had to abide by all the laws. Like they said, we absolutely cannot do any kind of megaphone. It's illegal. But and I asked them, I said, well, how come, you know, the hospital they did it when they were striking, and they said, well, there's a loophole in the law where if it's part of a collective bargaining strike that they're allowed to do it, but it's absolutely illegal in LA, especially on Sundays all day. But so it's like, to me, that's ridiculous. But I said, well, we need amplified sound. And so they did agree to the microphone and the speaker. So, Laura, we need you to bring your stuff. You have that
Yep.
equipment.
Dan Walks LA, MD Media, you know, Danny and Leah. This I know you
Uh,
knew about it, Matt, but you didn't know that we got it. It's a go.
yeah, today we got the notice. And then I really want to call out just all this, you know, Nora, Liz Ferris, anyone, you know, all of them, the whole Florida crew, everybody, the whole Come On Florida
Aaron,
team,
Jenna,
Aaron, Jenna,
Cheryl Farrell, all of
Cheryl
you.
Farrell, Soda, Dusty, I can't think. Sorry, guys. I'm like overwhelmed with a bunch of stuff going on, but and I feel like we're missing people. Oh, Natalie,
Griselda,
everybody.
thank you. Yes. Yep. If I'm leaving out names, it's not on
Yeah, you don't
purpose.
need to.
Dodge, correct. The whole point is that we
Right.
come together for the victims in those buildings that don't
Yes.
have a voice. And it's giving a voice to those that had it silenced when they were in, and now they are out, and to work through their trauma.
Yes, and can you I'm gonna ask the big channels if they could please promote this for help us get this
Aaron,
word out,
Natalie,
please.
Bunker.
Because this is a labor of love. This is a
Oh, we can't
labor
forget
of
Tori, Miss Tori.
Of course, Terry, for sure. So that's why I'm saying we're just like none of this is scripted, guys. We just got up here, like literally just jumped on, and because we wanted to tell this. So nothing's scripted, nothing's like So sorry if we're missing anyone, but we're just asking the Florida people and all the big channels to please get involved, get excited with us because we're excited,
This is a big
and
deal.
it is a big deal. And like I said, if there's beefs or whatever, if people want to, we could, hate the day up till and the day after, whatever. Because I don't hate anyone. I'm not beefing with anyone. But if there are just like for 10 hours, this is 10 hours. Let's do this because it's so important. We've been fighting against this for so long, and we finally have a stamp of approval. So that means for them, and what it means the most to me, and I make it like this makes me emotional a little bit, is that for all the CPRA requests I've been getting right for over a year now, they've been saying that we're an angry mob, we're a criminal enterprise, we're this and that, they're afraid of us, right? They're so scared. Well, if we were that horrible, why would the police commission give us a permit? We just got a stamp of approval that we are not an angry mob, a criminal enterprise, whatever it is that they've been saying about
Yep.
us.
And if
They
I
just said,
were
no, they're not. That's what this permit says. No,
right,
they are not.
if I were a criminal, I wouldn't be able to have a license to practice psychology in 3 different states.
Exactly. And, we're all, but they've been playing that card for so long. And that's why, I mean, like a lot of what I do behind the scenes is every time I see any of them say that, I refute it. I go to whoever it is that they're talking to and I go refute it. So I'm like, because I think it's important to do that. I think it's important to refute that every single time. But here I feel the system refuted them. The police commission, we've been going to the police commission for a year now. So it's validation that they are not thinking that we're the bad guys here, and so to me, it's a stamp of approval that they know this is First Amendment, and that's what it's been all along. You know what I mean? So it's like up yours, Osa.
Mhm. Mhm.
And now we will have to let them pass. We're not going to be, like they are. No, you can't come through here. We're going to do everything by the book. I'm going to have a sound meter to make sure the sound is within, they'll let me know, I guess, what this, because I want to make sure we are absolutely on point with the laws and doing everything the right way. But I want us to have a good time. I want it to be a time of camaraderie, but also to remember, like how many families are separated, how many families,
Mhm.
like people in that building that can't see their family. I would love to get their families. Can we try to
Yep.
reach out to their families?
Yep. Also, yeah, if you are a
You
family member of somebody in those blue buildings, please
can
come.
you? I have an idea, you guys, and hey, everybody that's on here. Mona had nothing to do with this. This is an audit and Gina thing. I'm just hosting the information here, so I'm just proud that I get to hear of it. But what would be kind of cool is if other cities had a Father's Day protest also.
Oh,
That would be
yeah.
great. Yeah, so we can maybe link up like on our lives somehow. I don't
Mhm.
know. Let the techies
Nice.
figure that out. Yeah, if you can't come here and
Yep.
do it there.
Go out to your local org and you protest, and you're in solidarity with the protests in LA. Even, not even in United States. I mean, I think it would say a lot
Everywhere.
abroad. I mean, I know they probably don't celebrate Father's Day the same day, but showing in solidarity.
Yeah.
I would love it. And yeah, so so guys, I'm gonna put up because I didn't want to do it like, and I thank you guys when it came to the cast report, how you guys just trusted me because I couldn't say it out loud, but I didn't want to do, because I knew we had enough time, because we have, not quite a month. We have a good 3 weeks. So I am gonna, and everything, show the receipts, whatever, everything will go towards the food, the everything, whatever it is that we need. So, because I think it's important, like I want to be able to invite the neighbors because we're not allowed to, are we allowed to cook? I don't know. I'll know more about what we can and can't do. I don't think we can cook actually. So I don't know. So it might not be,
No, because we'd have
so
to
we
have the
might,
health department,
yeah, so I
if I
don't think we
remember
can do
right.
that. But I'll find out more about what we can or can't have. If it's just a pizza party, then it's a pizza party. But I would really like to get Bert and all the different neighbors that have been dealing with this. I'm going to invite council district. I'm going to invite everyone that we've been going to.
Soto. Oh
Yeah, if
boy,
they
no,
don't
that's
come, they
not
don't
him.
come. But then I'll tell them if you don't come, then I'm going to hound you guys saying that you're biased. You know, and
Yeah, and the other people that call in to some of those board meetings and stuff, we urge you, challenge them to come.
yeah, that's what we're going to do. We'll
To
invite the
stand
police
with the
commission.
people, because we are the people. A lot of us may not be citizens of LA. We're still the people. We still pay taxes.
Absolutely. And it's like really it's become global because we're all, if you guys are supporting the boots on the ground here, you have a stake in that, It's like you guys are investing into what's being done here, so you are stakeholders in that sense, if you guys are supporting like the food, that's you're putting money into our economy. So that's a stakeholder. So I don't care what they say.
So,
Right.
and if somebody here is subscribed to Aaron or to Natalie, please reach out to them on our behalf and ask them to help us and at least bring it on their channels so that we can get the word out. Our goal, we want both sides of LRH body to body, right?
Yes. And yeah, we need to start getting, I don't know who does, you can do the poster tech maybe, to like, we could print up like an invitation and just post it all over the place and let them know. And of course they're going to, yeah, we're going to do, yes, I'm going to post a GoFundMe so we can just, go directly and, if we have, I'm going to find out more about what we can or can't do as far as the food. We are allowed to have food. I know that. I know we're responsible for cleaning up. I know we're not allowed to sell anything. And I don't believe we're allowed to cook. Like we can't have like a barbecue or anything. So I think that Queen of LA thing, she would have to cook it elsewhere and then bring it in. But it might just be easier just to do a pizza party. Like the Mama and Papa's Pizza, they have these like gigantic pizzas, like it feeds like an army. But whatever, we'll figure it out. We'll I'm always I like to do price points and like I would love to rent the In and Out truck. I don't know how much that costs. To like they have the In and Out trucks that just park there, and I think they come with their own licensing, so that wouldn't be on us. I don't think. But
Yeah,
on that
and
thing, Daniel,
these are just rough ideas. I mean, we are open
yeah,
because as much as we did the behind the scenes, this is about you guys too. Because without all the hard work of people calling in, watching the streamers, and me supporting them, we wouldn't be at this point.
yeah. This is an exciting point, man. We got this.
Yeah.
It's our space again,
Hey,
and then
Osa, suck it.
yep. And I want to have a parade of people in chairs. And by the way, that's my other announcement. Dun, da, da, da. Yesterday, my new chair came, so I was shocked. They called and said, "Oh, can we come by and deliver your chair?" So, thank you guys for keeping me in the temporary one. They're gonna come pick that up tomorrow, and I'm so grateful, and I'm so happy though to be in a chair that's the medically. The kind of chair that I need. So I am so excited. So that's another good news. But I want to get a parade of, and I think Mona might be on the inside trying to help, right?
I'm trying
Because
to. Yep.
Mona's the one that knows everybody. She's like the connector. She's the, you know,
Yeah,
and so
for not ever being in LA since I was a baby. Yeah.
I know she has all these connections. Because that would be great. Because she knows all I didn't even know they existed. And like here, she's like telling me about
Yeah.
this stuff. So Mona's a
And
wealth of info.
And even, if you are kind of an introvert and the thought of maybe saying something, or because, we've seen there's a whole menagerie of how people are protesting. The point is coming there, just being there. That's
Yes.
protesting.
Yep.
Because
I agree.
this is standing that, we the people aren't taking this anymore and just disconnection. Families are the most important thing on this planet, and you cannot continue to treat people. What is the word that they use? What is it that how they consider you again?
Degraded beings,
A
right?
degraded beings, right? Nobody is a degraded being. Everybody's got value and worth.
That's right. Oh, I'd love to get Mona to LA. And somebody made a good point too. I don't know about what the rules are about this a porta potty. It's a great idea. I guess it'd be if it's not required, or if we can't do it, if we don't get enough, then I would say Starbucks is like real close. We may all have to go get started, but that's a good idea. I'll look into that too. I don't know how all that works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'd all
Yep.
love to see Mona here, but yeah, we have to, so it's like 10 hours. And then, but it's exciting. It's our street. We own the sidewalks, all those sidewalks, and it's going to be really sweet for me when I go
Mm-hmm.
up and down. And I want them to. I would love for them to try to keep me off my sidewalk that I have the permit
So
for.
the civil disobedience chant of whose sidewalks are sidewalks would be very appropriate that day.
Yep.
Yes,
Yep.
yes. And I can't wait till tomorrow. Tomorrow, I can't wait to announce it. That's what I want to do. I want to announce it to Public Works, and I'm trying to debate whether I'm going to go I usually don't go in on Fridays, but so it's going to be exciting. I can't wait. I'm excited. I'm excited for
Me
this.
too.
And however many people, if we get, whatever, even if it's just one, if five of us show up, hopefully not. Hopefully it's a lot bigger. It's still our sidewalks for that, and
Right.
they know it. It belongs to us. We get to tell them they have to keep it moving. They cannot stand there. They cannot. And if they come up and try to stand, I'll be like, you have to keep it moving. We have to allow you to go through, but you cannot stay there. You have to keep it moving. Everything that they
Okay,
do to us.
I want to throw out a negotiation. If they were to send Phil Anderson out that day to speak to his daughter for at least 5 minutes, we won't do this again.
That's a great idea.
Yep. Yep.
Or you know
Agree.
what? If they send her out for 5 minutes, who knows? Maybe we'll pack up and leave and say, okay, we'll pack up and leave. If you want us to go, send out
Yeah,
Phil.
that's right.
I'm
You
willing to
send
do
out
that.
Phil Anderson. We'll talk about leaving.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. So if you don't want 10 hours of being exposed to stuff, including all your little front groups like CCHR, Bridge to Happiness, or
Hmm.
whatever those front groups are. I don't have the list in front of me. Then you bring out Phil
Haggis,
Anderson.
Haggis has a point to be made here. Just don't say I won't. Say I won't do this again. Not we.
Gotcha.
Right. That's good. Right. I'll never do it again.
Wink, wink.
Yeah, but is Bob Ferris it there? Because yeah, Bob Ferris, any of them, and
Yep.
then I would like to use this actually as a start of to initiate wellness checks on, not only because Laura did ask for one officially, and I think we can, and then to negotiate with Scientology. Well, if you don't want us to pursue government wellness checks, then I would say then you do the right thing and make sure let them see their father. I think we could start negotiating at that point, because this is in a way it's a huge defeat for them, because they realize now all they're crying about how they're victims, and you know what, they wouldn't give and it's also
Yep.
it shows you how unsafe pointed they are getting. We got a permit on their,
Yep.
on not
On
on their street, on our street.
they're
Yep.
delusional that it's their street.
And again, you guys, I'm not taking a ounce of credit. This is an audit and Gina thing. My hats, my bows to you guys. But it would be really, really cool if Phil and Willie would come out for Father's Day.
I would love
Well,
it.
and who are those two kids that father's looking for his
Emily
kids?
and Mike and
Yep.
Emily.
Let
And
Mike
the
and Emily come
Headleys.
out too and see their dad.
Yep. That would just be like a cry. I'd be a crybaby if Phil Jones would come out and they would send Mike and Emily and Bob Ferris and Phil Anderson out to see their families. We would go away. Okay, we have to keep adding to this
Yes.
negotiation here because, you know,
And ICC, yes, the Adult Protective Services could go in, but it's whether or not they're willing. So
Yep.
that's why it's important that, and see, Laura has standing because A, she's a family member of somebody who's in that building. So, and she's not afraid to stand. So the more she goes to the police commission meetings, the more she stands up and says, I am demanding a wellness check, the more likely she's going to eventually get it. And so that's why it's in, OSA's best interest, if they have any sense left in their brains, which, the niacin may have deleted a lot of that, but they should just do it on their own. They should just say, okay, and negotiate a deal. Because like, yeah, I know Janet did that, like, 'cause people were leaving or something. And I remember Tori, like, we need Tori to tell that story again about how Janet did, like, agree to give some, like, to stop going at, like, I don't know, charging money for, like, the freeloader debt or something. She did something. And Janet agreed to it. So Janet isn't 100% heartless. You did listen. And maybe if Janet could, like, you know, kind of talk to them, we could kind of get to Janet somehow and say, hey, I'll just give 5 minutes, even 15 minutes. Let her see her father. Let her hug her dad.
Yep.
He's not going to, and then you don't need the government, but we're going to keep pushing for the governmental
Yep.
interference.
And Janet, I know that it's not Mother's Day, but if you want out, you walk out to audit, and that night, early morning, we will have you back with your son.
Yep.
Our
I'll
promise
become
to
your
you.
best friend,
My
Janet.
promise to you.
Mm-hmm.
I will be on the phone with audit with credit card numbers to get you there.
No, I love that. See, that's right. She's going to put it all behind, and that's what she was. That's why like at first she didn't know how expensive this was going to be because it looked like it could be a few $1,000s. Gina was going to foot all of that to get this thing going. But thankfully they didn't charge. They're not charging us either. For the First Amendment, it's like $350, but they're not charging us. So it's even more good news. So but that's what to Janet, Gina, somebody, she'll put her money where her mouth is, and she would do that. And I will help you any way I can. Like you can jump on the jump on my lap and we'll do wheelies, pop wheelies out of there, and I'll
Yep.
get you out. I'll become your best friend because I'm like the type, I don't hold, whatever you did, whatever. If you're ready to go and I'm there. I'm there for you, Janet.
Nobody should be separated from their family
Nope.
because of renting some psychotic dude that couldn't make it in the Navy.
Right, MD, right. MD will drive her, exactly. And we'll get her hooked up. We'll get her, so we're gonna keep pushing, and that's how but we're doing it legally. We are going to do it, and that's why I'm really glad we have this permit. We may have to go get another permit down the road and do it again
Mm-hmm.
and just keep standing there. But, even though we can go, I just like the idea of like to have that backing. It just really shows and reinforces, in my opinion, and especially that's why it's really important that everybody that we're there, that we completely go by the laws and just honor whatever it is, because we have to show them that they're wrong. I don't want to give them not even an iota of anything that says, see, look here, look here. No, there's going to be no looky here's because we're going to do everything by the permit. We're not like that. We're not Scientology. The permit says we can do this or not do this. We're going to do this or not do this.
Mm-hmm.
I'll even have my sound meter to make sure we abide by the laws and everything, because it's just really important. And it's going to change. And hopefully, I want to invite the media. But if not, we're the media. We'll get it out there and show how peaceful protesting, done legally, and it will just completely overturn their narratives against
Yeah.
us. They will not be able to use that anymore.
Yep. Yep. And other protesters, I mean, if you were just there for clicks and views and the grift, doesn't matter. We need your body.
We
That sounds
need you.
really. We need you.
Yeah, I
Right?
don't care about that. People always arrive, they're this or that. Who cares? You're bringing, sometimes it's actually some channels that they may get a lot of, if they're, whatever, all the views or whatever. I don't care. It's just that let's all be on the same page. We're all fighting
Yep.
Scientology. I
Yep.
don't care who is this or whatever. I just don't. I don't have the bandwidth for it. Sorry, I've never have, and I don't think I ever will. But
Yep.
it's just, we gotta come together and we gotta get this huge. And what I would love to see is, like, there's, like, I know right now on TikTok it's really blowing up, and there's a lot of new people looking at things, and I would love them to come. So
Yep.
get it out in your social medias. Like
Yeah.
just
If you guys are really good with creating something, please, put make for an FYP page on TikTok, right?
Yes. You're right, great grandma. We do need each other. And then we need Amy on, like, we're just put it on all the, so, all the networking and just get it out. And we need people with flyers that can, maybe we could just come up with, I don't have that kind of paper. What would, because we
Yeah.
know they're going to go take it down. But I would like to pass it out to the community, because you know what, on
Yeah.
Memorial Day weekend is going to be a good time for us to go and get the whole community, just, we can, a bunch of us can maybe go and pass out flyers.
Mhm.
Not, like, yeah, not within their permit zone. I'm not going to disrespect their permit zone like that. I'm going to go through their permit zone because that's my right to do it. But I'm not, but as people are coming and going, we can invite them to another party there. It's just
And
come to
there's
the.
some gas stations there. I mean, I see Matt go there
Oh,
all the
wow.
time. Hi, Laura. Lara. I see people all the time, go to that gas stations. Maybe we can have those flyers on the counter. I don't know what the laws are. I know we can do that here in Wisconsin. I don't know if they can do that.
Audit, didn't you say that taking a missing poster down is illegal?
No, I never said that. I mean, like, here, there's there you I don't I think there's more, it's more illegal to put posters up than, not that it's illegal, but it's more frowned upon. So I don't know if you get in trouble. No, I didn't say that. I don't think that's me. But I'll find out the
Okay.
laws, because they're going to be sitting me down and they're going to tell me everything they could do. But they said we could advertise it, and I see flyers out there, and I don't think, I think flyer tech's fine, and we should just
Mhm.
get them out there. You're not allowed to put them on people's cars, though. I don't think you're allowed to put it on
Okay.
windshields. Like,
So
so,
Laura just
I'm
came
gonna
in.
look up the law, and I'll post it on my. I'll look up and see what it says, and I'll post it on my community post. So,
Audit, should we tell Laura? She just came in.
Laura, guess what? You're gonna be singing to your dad on.
Father's Day. We got the permit.
Yep, we own the sidewalks. We got the stamp of approval. So bring Mike. Bring. Yeah. You can't do it on cars. So yeah, so Laura, and Laura, basically about it. It's, we're allowed to use microphone, speaker, and with no megaphones. We have to have the trash and all this stuff. We have to abide by certain laws, and they're going to tell me more. I have an appointment coming up in, it was like next week, I think it is, and so we'll know more, because I have to get a sign off with the fire department. I have to sign off with DOT, but we don't have to do as much because we can't close the street, so I don't need like street closure stuff. But I don't know if we need signs, or I don't know what we need, but we'll figure
Mhm.
it out. They'll let us know. And yeah, so so Laura is going to be able to sing to her dad on Father's Day, and there's not a dang thing that they can do about it. They, OSA can come, and they will not be allowed. Their guards will not be allowed to stand there, because I have a permit. You need to keep moving, and
Yep.
Yeah, that is funny. That would be funny. Keep moving, Odo. Keep moving.
yes, and I'm
Yeah.
going to do that. Keep moving. We have the
Yep.
permit. It's closed. The sidewalks are
Somebody
closed.
could
Keep
go
moving.
stand in front of Ted.
Yep, Ted, you got to go. Get back on your,
Well,
go. You have to take 5 steps back.
Yep.
And it's gonna. Oh, I can't. I hope Hawaiian shirt guy comes out. And I love, in a way, that it's on a weekend, because like weekends more relaxed and stuff, And like, if that Hawaiian shirt dude, so help me. I'd be like, get off. You can be here, but you have to keep it pushing. You got to keep it
Mhm.
walking.
Mhm.
I know. I'm
Yep.
gonna. Yes, lots
that's
to prepare,
funny.
Laura. Yes, and but remember, the parameters is, it's a First Amendment protest. It is not. We cannot
A
do
concert.
anything that seems like a concert. Like, we're allowed. I mean, you're allowed to. I said, can she sing? It's like, yes, but it can't be like a venue where we're expect like an audience to come, and a promotion of. It cannot look like a show.
Mhm.
It has to be First Amendment protest,
Yep.
and
Yep.
so, but I'll know more, and then, and get more of the parameters, like I said, when I have that next appointment. But I'm just
And
excited.
yeah,
Here's
and you
Serge
weren't
doing his
in.
thing,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah. Well, she wasn't here, but like we said, we're hoping Liz Gale will come with her big sign. We
Her
want
list.
everybody. This is a time. This isn't about each individual person. This is about you having your voice that was robbed from you. Other other people that come, their voice, and then for us as the protesters to be the voice for those that are still stuck in those buildings and are degraded beings,
Yes. And there's the
right?
ADA
So,
element too. We're teaching them, don't they ever, ever, ever dare do another where they think they can get away with 8 months to, put up ADA non-compliant planters and mess with the ADA community like that because, oh, they're under siege. And Laura, you missed that
mm-hmm,
part too. This is the stamp of approval by the police commission, by the police department that no, we are not the band of criminals, whatever they're saying they're so scared of and need protection from. This kind of negates everything that they say about us because why would the police give people that are dangerous criminals, whatever, a permit? They wouldn't. So it
mm-hmm.
means they feel they are very confident that this is a First Amendment protest. They've met Laura, so they know Laura now, and so they know me, they know, like so they're getting to know us, and that's part of like what the importance of these meetings is too. I'm going to give a plug to the meetings and all the
Yep,
hard work of all the people who endlessly and have consistently gone is that we are letting them know that even if there's days that we're salty, but whatever, but they know that we are not what Scientology is paging us. We're articulate. Even if I say it's something. We're articulate. We're smart. We're passionate. We show that we care about the people inside those buildings. We don't like the structure, the corporate aspect of it, but the people itself. So I think we've proven ourselves, and that is thanks to the hard work of everyone that's been calling in, you
mm-hmm,
know,
yep,
uh, and so that they really, so you guys, that really helped pave the way, I believe, for this level now where we're going. And now they will never be able to say, oh, we're so scared. Okay, really? Because now you're going to have like 200, how many ever people we can get, and a pizza party or whatever we're going to do and have fun and enjoy it. And nobody's going to, there's not going to be any worry about anything. They're the scary ones. So I'm sorry,
yep,
I'm over the moon with this. I'm so excited.
yep. And no matter what your special skill is, Laura, I hope you sing your heart out up and down LRH way, right? One side. Um, I don't really follow other ex-Scientologists, so I don't, besides Serge, so I don't know what everybody's special little niche is, but I hope if he comes, he dances his heart out up and down, dressed in how wonderful he dresses, and he gets to express himself up and down LRH way,
And let's get
right?
that list of names up and
Yep, that list
down.
of
Yeah.
names,
I believe
we march it
Serge,
down the road.
Serge and Michael have the list.
Oh, do they?
Okay,
They
Oh, then that'd
they
be
have the
great.
receipts. Uh-huh.
okay,
And Dylan is on here also, Audit and Gina.
okay,
So Lara and Dylan are both on in chat.
Awesome. Good,
okay.
good. Dylan, all of you, if you can get
Yep,
the ex-Scientologist, man, and also to ask them to promote it. Like I said, let's have it like a truce for one day and just come together. And it's so monumental that we can just be able to say, hey, we are taking this space. Like they want to have a street vacation, right? But they're not getting a street vacation that day. And I think they're I don't even think they're applying for it anymore at this point. Because they basically
yep,
fired Bill
yep.
Yeah.
Delvec. I've announced that before, but I really want to go into it more. And I'm going to start doing podcasts now too. And instead of just putting the CPRAs out there, I'm going to go. Mona's going to teach me how to do it, or do it with me, and then she can show me how to, like we can. Because I have a new one. I have a biggie coming, and I want to hopefully do that maybe tomorrow or Saturday. But so
I
it's
yeah.
Haggis. I may have a little civil disobedience planned for it. I won't say what.
Scientology can't continue to operate the way they are. They do it, they're doing it in the dark.
yes.
And, you know,
Yeah.
they can't continue to do that with
I will never
the
condone
people coming
breaking
out.
I will never condone breaking a law because
Mm-mm.
that's just
I
unlawful.
agree. And
But
I
it
will
is,
never condone not allowing somebody to feel
yep.
their free thought, and separating them from their family just because they don't belong. And Laura,
Yeah.
if you're still on, I know I always tell you mom hugs, and I kind of want to tell you. I told Audit, I don't know if she told you, but the reason why I say that. So with being a therapist, I'm LGBTQ aligned, And they, sometimes when you're transgender, your parents disown you a lot along the lines of, family disconnection with Scientology. So there's a group called out there called Mom Hug, which means that if you need a hug from a mom, they will stand in place until you can get that hug from your mom. So when I tell you that, that is why I do that. That I will stand in the place and give you mom hugs until you can get that from your mom.
I love that. That's beautiful, Gina. And thank you for getting this ball rolling. That's really exciting. And then I saw that Laura is saying that she's going to put out really great flyers, and that's great. If anyone wants to join up on, I want to go Monday because Monday they're having a big event and for Memorial Day. I'm concerned though because I don't know if people noticed that on in the bouncy house. If you look at the ad for the bouncy house, somebody brought to my attention. I don't know if they would want me to say who did, if they do, because I'd love to give them the credit. But basically, they're saying that it's for kids or anyone young at heart. So it looks like they're going to allow adults in the
You're
bouncy
welcome,
house for
Laura.
children. So that concerns me. So whatever. So I think hopefully Memorial Day weekend we can get, even if it's at different times of the day, some eyes onto that what they're doing there.
No, Kia, we don't. So that's what I'm saying. Even though, we organize this, you all are part of this too. So whatever you want to
Yes.
contribute to this, if you want to make signs, um, if you have a message, I don't know, we've been throwing things back and forth, somebody that'll step up and just be on Facebook. So if you have something that wants to be seen, we will say it over the, for you. Because I mean, as much as this is for, you know, I should say that, Audit and I did this. This is for all of you too. Yeah, Laura, it's till 10 p.m., not 6.
Yes, 10 p.m.
We
Danny, it's going to be on Father's
negotiated.
Day. Sorry, Father's Day, June 15th. We can start at 11:30. We can line up at 11:30 a.m., but it's really from 12 noon till 10 p.m.
Yep.
We have to leave right at 10. We have to be gone, cleaned up. We have to clean up our trash. They suggest we have to have at least one 32-gallon, but they suggest at each end. So I think that's a good idea, having like a 32-gallon and then trash bags, whatever, because we're going to be responsible for that. And me, I'm limited because I'm in a chair, so I will need volunteers that can help
Yep.
with that. And I don't know
And
how we're
then,
going to
yep.
figure that out, but
And part of this is if you're volunteering with helping that, with this people that you help keep it ruly, because I mean, Audit's name is on this. I put my name, I mean, even though I don't live in California, I mean, I'm still a professional person, not like my license is on the line, but,
they took you off as I was like, oh man,
Oh,
it's like
they
I'm
did?
flying. Yeah, it's like I'm flying. Yeah, they redid the whole thing. And
Okay, okay.
so guys,
So,
so she's safe, but I'm not.
yep, so, I mean, just let's act like adults, I mean, and just make this a really great protest. I mean, let's show the voices of the
Well,
people be heard.
Yes, and I saw somebody about one. If you want to send stuff, I can put up my my address. The
Ju-
to have
Dylan's
things
just
sent.
made. So Dylan just said, "Tell my family that I am not mad at them anymore. I love and miss them. If they ever need anything, I'm here for them." I'm gonna cry, Dylan.
Oh,
Yeah,
me
that's.
too.
Oh man, we're
Oh
gonna
my
say that.
God.
We need a big sign. We need Well, we'll be able to go up and like maybe that's a great idea too, because if Laura has the microphone, anyone from the Scientology, like former family, whatever, we like Laura could read your messages, like send a message and she can read it out, because we'll be able to do that. We have amplification. We're allowed.
Yeah. So, like, if you remember, I guess I remember last year, in front of the testing center when Mindy showed up with that like portable karaoke and they were singing out there. So, if anybody has something like that, they want to donate. So, because if we're doing this up and down the road, hoping we're just probably going to need more than just like one.
And
And
I'm gonna have to get off soon.
yeah.
Guys, like
And just
driving, he's
thinking about
blowing up
it,
my phone.
maybe we can get a post office box. I don't know how close like the UPS store is, but maybe we can
I
open a
have
post
one. I
office.
have a PO box. I have, and I think Laura does too.
Right.
You
So
know,
we could just like if people want to make a sign or donate something, sidewalk chalk, anything, and they want to send it,
yeah,
they can send it there. And or if you want to DoorDash, I know you can DoorDash something there during the protest because I did it to Trashy in Chicago. I sent them a whole bunch of sidewalk chalk one day,
yeah,
the
you
day their
can
police
because
showed up.
well, here DoorDash will take care that you can do stores, stuff like that. They also have yeah, I know, like Walmart delivery or whatever, and we're local, so it's not like if somebody even does the GoFundMe or wants it, we can go have it picked up or whatever. There's ways to do that too.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um,
Yep. Yep.
we'll put the word
Yep.
out there. But
So
yeah, we
we
need to
want.
get it right now. It's about advertising it and raising funds for like water, definitely for water. I would love to see people bring their
Snacks,
pets,
maybe. Yeah.
snacks at minimum. It'd be nice to make it like a pizza party or something where people like the neighbor like to draw people to come because people come for food. They just do free food. People are in. So
Mhm. Yeah. Yep.
you know. I'd like to see. I really would. I think because I've seen it. I've been to numerous like say openings or ribbon cutting things, and they have like there's a In and Out has a trailer that they pull up. It's like and it's they just like you don't pay for anything. It's all free because you're paying for the truck. But I don't know how much that would
Mhm.
be. Or I do
Mhm.
like the Queen of LA, but like I said, she couldn't cook it there. So, um, or maybe the taco truck. I think there's a taco truck that's always parked right in front of them. Maybe they would let us do it.
Yeah. Yep. So we're open. I mean, let us know, right? Because this is yours too. I mean, there's nobody in charge of this. Well, I mean, there's audit, but I'm just saying it's not like we're dictating how this is gonna go, right? This is to give everybody their voice.
Right. Well, yeah, everyone has a voice, but there has to be like, like we have to make sure that we're, because I know, guys, I'm willing to put my name out there, but there has to be, and I'm going to see what they say, what I have to do, everything that we have to do with the police, and we just make sure we really strictly, fall within those parameters, which is good. It's a
Mhm.
start, like, we just can't get the street closure. I would love to have an event permit where we can have an event but we can't. But this is still huge.
Maybe
It's
It
exciting.
is huge.
maybe we could pay Streets to do security. He's kind of.
I'll talk to him about it, and then yeah, and I don't know if they have to have like I don't know how that works, but that's what my meeting with the officer is going to be like to get all the parameters of what we can and can't do. Because yeah, I hope streets comes and like everyone, I want
Yep.
like every like it's going to be good.
Yep.
But yeah, we should organize it right a neighborhood. That's a good idea. You know what? That's a really good idea
That's
to
a great
do.
idea. Organize, like have people bring brooms and sweep the street.
Yeah, and we could say we have to clean up here at 10 o'clock, but maybe we could clean up
Mhm.
around the
Yep.
whole entire perimeter. But yeah, we have all these ideas, and then we're going to do more. We'll do more lives, and we'll talk about it. And
Yep.
bike guy is blowing up my phone. That means he wants
Somebody asked
dinner.
about times. It's noon to 10 p.m. We have to be totally done by 10 p.m. So we have to have everything cleaned up, whatever, by 9.
Yeah, we have to like because we can start. We can. It starts at noon, but we're allowed. They said we're allowed to assemble or line up at 10:30, 11:30. So we can go a half hour just to be setting things up, but we can't start until noon, and then we have to be out of there like done, out, gone by 10 p.m.
Mhm. Mhm. Yep.
Yeah, congratulations, you guys. This is awesome.
'Cause I am so excited. It's like
Yep.
really. I've been wanting this for a long time because ever when they turned down, and I still don't know, I don't remember all the reasons, whatever, with Jessica, but I knew because that's why sometimes we kept it under the radar because we knew that because I do have the CPRAs where they got heavily involved with the police commission to fight hers. And so that's why we just, this time we're like, You can't say anything. We got it. That's why we didn't want to. I didn't want to announce it because he told me I could Tuesday. He goes, well, you could start announcing it. He goes, I don't see that they're going to deny it. He goes, I would have gotten some feedback. I'm like, no, I want to make sure. I want it. I want
Mm-hmm.
that proof because I don't want Moxon coming in with his little because now he's just been like shut down. He's
Yep.
been
Yep. Free Janet.
yeah, free. Like guys, like the eighth time he's called me in like 20 minutes.
In
Hey,
OSA, no more kids in Scientology.
no more
Done.
kids.
Yes. No more. We're coming. Right. No, it's right. No more kids in Scientology. No more family separation. Don't you ever do that to the ADA community ever again. And let Janet go be with her son. She worked for you like she was a true warrior for Scientology for all those years, man. And now she just has to live in this horrible, it's just disgusting.
And if
Anyway,
you don't want this broadcast around the world, then also I suggest you send out the people that we've been asking for.
That's right.
Let
exactly.
them
It's
go.
our negotiation. We
Yeah.
want
See, Amy.
Phil Anderson, Bob Ferris, Mike and Emily Jones,
Mm-hmm.
and we want Dylan's brother and his father. We want them to come out, and we want to have at least 5 minutes talking with them.
Yep.
And Phil Anderson needs to hug his daughter.
I agree. And be
I
able to
added
talk.
that.
And so, guys, we have our marching orders. We'll get things going, and we have till what's today's date?
Today's
Yeah,
the
we need a.
22nd.
Okay, so we have like 3 weeks, right? Like 3.5 weeks. So we
Mm-hmm.
got this. Yeah, Laura says she'll do a flyer poster, but Laura, I don't know if are you going to be there on Monday because I think it'd be a great time to. I'm sure the community be in and out. So can you like? I want to go there.
Yep. Please get
And
this
Matt.
out to the bigger channels. Please help us.
Yes,
I
big channels.
mean,
Come on, guys. Come on, guys. We need you. Like,
this
come
is
on.
more about who you like and who you support. This is for
Yes.
the
You can
victims. This
hate
is
my
for
guts. You
you.
can hate my guts the day before, the day after, but just
Yep.
help us out. This is because we're
Yep.
doing this for at the end of the day, everyone in that building and all of you who've been there and all of us we don't want this in our community. I don't want this in my scourge in my community, like this what they do to people, so it's like it's for everybody. But
Mhm.
really it's for the voice for those who don't have a voice or who are finding their voice because they're finding their voices now. And it's to help the people on the inside to find their voice too.
Yep. Laura, love you. Sturge, if you're watching, love you.
Yep. Okay, Laura. Yeah, I see your message. Just give me like, yeah, I would love to talk after. Let me talk. I have to deal with Bike Guy getting him his dinner and stuff because he's driving me. He's like blowing up my
Yes,
phone.
we got
Oh,
the whole street, Dylan. We got the
give me like till
sidewalks.
6.
We
This is
got
both
the
sidewalks.
sidewalks. We were not able to get the whole street because you need like 51%. We would have had to get 51%, and you know that they own the whole street. There's just no
Yeah.
way.
And plus, we would need to have a sponsor on that lives on that street or
Yeah.
business.
Oh, we had to have a sponsor. They didn't tell me that part, but
Yeah, because that's how because that's why all those people who aren't signed, they you have to have it approved, but because you have to actually own real estate. And if you don't own real estate there, then you need somebody who owns real estate there to sponsor you. That's why they sponsor a lot of these smaller, these events that they're not local, but they sponsor them.
okay. Okay.
But guys, yeah, Laura, I'll call you. Let me get him his din din, and then I'll give you a call as soon as I get him settled because he's driving me nuts. We're probably gonna.
Yep. And I got to go too. I got to.
Yeah,
So
it's gonna be great.
take care,
It's their
everybody.
sidewalk, and they're gonna have to keep it pushing. They're not gonna be able to stand there and have
Yep.
pretend ownership of it.
Let's
So.
let's all come together and just
Mhm.
leave the bullshit behind, right? Please.
Yep.
That's
Please.
right.
For one day, right? Just
For
one
one
day.
day.
And in
One day.
preparation going up this like we just got it. That's just how and then one day
High
might
five
lead to
on it.
2 days.
High
But
five.
high fives, yep, high fives.
High five, Mona.
Yes,
High
high
five.
fives. And thank you. It was great that like it's something I've been wanting to do for a long, long time, and I just love that Gina just started and just put the ball in motion. So, thank you. Kudos to you, Gina, for getting that ball rolling. And yeah, they had, I know, was it Amy said that they had Jessica running around. Well, they were trying to have Gina running around, but the nonsense ended and we got it through. Because and the cop knew me, like, because I go and that's what I do. I go and I chit chat with him also. He remembered me, like, oh yeah, like I know you, and it's like, so it was cool. So they didn't play all that mess.
Yeah.
I DT don't mess with Bike Guy, and I know, 'cause he's like, all right, guys.
All
Okay,
right.
And
guys.
Laura, I'll
Take
call
care,
you once they get
everybody.
him settled.
Okay, goodbye. Good
All right.
night.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you, Mona, for hosting.